Hello everyone, and welcome to the first ever video for the Channeling Goddess channel. I am excited and nervous, as you can probably tell in my voice, to do this, but I have felt called and been led to do this, so I'm starting my tarot channel. I have officially cleaned my space, and I want to read for the collective right now, right? Today is the first day of 2024, so a lot of people are thinking about their New Year's resolutions and things that they want to do. Some people are thinking about manifestations. I myself am doing the same. So I just want to pull 3 cards for the collective and see what Spirit has in store for us. Please make sure that in order to be synced into this reading, it is helpful if you take 3 deep breaths, right, to calm yourself and kind of sink your body into this reading and see if Spirit has anything for you. I have set the intention for this reading that it will reach those that it is supposed to reach. So I hope you enjoy the reading. So let's get started. Alrighty, let's see what we got. Okay, I have a first card. We have the 4 swords. Oh, 8 of Wands. This has been coming out for me for the past 3 days. Let's see what else we got. Oh, and we got the Hanged. Bottom deck energy is the Page of Pentacles. I hope you all can see that. I'll probably try to turn the cards around just so you can actually see them. I'm actually doing this on my phone, so you can tell that this is definitely Spirit led because I hadn't, I don't have any equipment, but hey, doing what I'm supposed to do. And we'll remember that this is the bottom deck energy. So the first thing I want to say is the first card that I got is the 4 of Swords. This 4 Swords, whenever I see this card, it always reminds me of being in a space of not being able to relax, right? You can see she's laying in this bed, but there are 4 swords above her head, right? Spirit is saying that, put yourself in a situation where you understand that not everything is going to be perfect, right? Not everything is going to be exactly the way you want it to be. Clearly, we're starting a new YouTube channel on a phone, so of course. But Spirit wants you to be open-minded, right? Spirit wants you to understand that sometimes you need to be in a space of unrest, right? Sometimes when you're in a space of unrest, it pushes you to go into different parts of your life, and it moves you into different spaces, and you have to be open to those spaces. Our next card is the 8 of Wands. This 8 of Wands, like I mentioned before, has been coming out for me probably for the last, I would say, 2 months, honestly. And I know that there is something specifically for me that is coming quite swiftly, and for this card to come out in this reading, I would definitely say that is happening for someone who is listening to this reading right now. Something is happening swiftly for you. You may already feel it in your energy. You may not be quite fully aware of what this is going to be or what this is, but something about it makes you feel uncomfortable, right? And of course, we have the Hangman here as well. The Hangman is all about seeing things from a different perspective, right? So this Ace of Wands, or this 8 of Wands that is running or moving toward you, as you can see in the cards, it always looks like, to me, they always remind me of like swords in a fight, right? Just going straight at you, right? You're going to have to look at whatever this is that Spirit has got for you. You're going to have to look at it from a different perspective, right? Because maybe at first glance it looks uncomfortable. Maybe at first glance you don't really necessarily like it. Maybe at first glance it's like, oh my God, this is the worst thing that could ever happen to me. And I don't know if I want to do this or not, right? So make sure that you look at it from a different perspective, right? Get yourself out of this 4 swords energy right here, right? Look at it from a different perspective, because if you realize and you see it from a different perspective, right, then you can be more open to what this is, right? I remember the first time I got this card within the last 2 months, I had this vision in my head of myself standing in front of these cards, right? And the wands went through me. One of the wands went through me, right? Went through my body, right? And it was like Spirit was warning me and saying, hey, listen, this is happening, whether you want it to or not, right? This is not something that you can stop. This is not something you can say, oh, by the way, I don't really want this, so I'm going to brush it off. There's no way to stop this, right? And I think Spirit wanted me to share that with you as well, because there is no way to stop whatever this is that's coming for you, right? So just embrace it, be open to it, be honest with yourself about how it feels, because I think a lot of times when things are happening to us, we just say, we've been told, especially for me, because I come from a Christian background, I've always been told, like, just pray and it'll work itself out, right? And I think a lot of times what we don't do is we don't face that thing that scares us, right? We don't sit in that thing that scares us and say to ourselves, listen, I'm just going to go away from it and it's going to be fine. No, sit in it, right? Be honest with yourself about what you feel. Don't stay in it forever, but sit in it, feel it, honor it, and then move on, okay? And our last card is the Page of Pentacles. Now, whenever I say this card, I always think of new beginnings, but immature new beginnings, right? As a matter of fact, the Fool in this deck kind of has the same kind of background, right? And this reminds me of like a sunrise, right? That for some reason, this color right here that's in this back, right? It reminds me of a sunrise, right? And I think that part of what this is, this Eight of Wands and this Four of Swords and this new beginning that you're feeling, it is part of why it feels so uncomfortable, right? Part of the reason why it feels so uncomfortable is because it's so new, right? And it may even be, there may be some level of immaturity involved with this, right? We always know the Page of Pentacles, kind of there right before the swords cards, right? Not sorry, the swords before the knight cards, right? And there's a bit of immaturity with the Page of Pentacles, right? They bring messages as well, so that's important to note. But there's a level of immaturity that is with this card, right? And sometimes you may feel like you're in a space, like for me personally, right? This resonates with me as well. I'm starting a new YouTube channel. I'm very new to YouTube, right? I've watched YouTube, but I'm very new to putting my own videos on YouTube. So it's very new for me, right? Tarot, not so much, right? I've been reading for myself for a long time and reading for friends, but putting it out there and putting myself out in this space is very new for me, right? So there are going to be blunders. There are things that are not going to be perfect. There are things that are, you're going to look at and say, oh my God, I could have done that better. But that's okay, right? Everything is a learning experience. Everything is a progression into something new, right? So I would say honor this new beginning that's coming for you, right? Honor yourself in this new beginning, right? Make sure that you have the things that you need mentally, right? Because sometimes physically is not, physical needs are not always met, right? So make sure mentally you have the things that you need in order to progress and move forward in this path that Spirit has happening for you, okay? That's all the reading that I have for today. I will probably try and upload these maybe once a week, maybe twice a week. We'll see how I feel. But thank you all for everyone who actually sat here and listened to the reading. I hope it resonates with you. I hope you were able to get something from this reading that may help you in the future. And I would also add that if none of this resonates with you, that's perfectly fine, and that's okay, right? We have to be okay with understanding that not everything is going to be for us, even if we see it. And sometimes things are not for us at the time that we see it, right? Sometimes it needs to sit a while, and sometimes we need to be in a different space in order to understand what's in front of us, right? So I really do appreciate you all for being on my YouTube channel and listening to this reading. I really do hope it resonates with you. And I do hope you have a great 2024. And I will see you in my next reading. Bye.